ukulele players. Today we have, for the advanced beginner level, all I have to do is dream. So this is in this level because there's the E minor chord, and then there are some two beat chord changes. So that's usually it for me in terms of putting it into the different levels, among other things. So I'm in tune, and so it's in the key of C. We've got, just along the top, a little intro, and they're telling you to do it 2 times in this chart. So you can do 4 beats, then transition to F. Can't not do our check-in, so we're checking in. Deep breath in, drop the belly, let the lungs come down so that you can get a full breath of air with your singing. In tune instrument, doing the C. La, 3. So we've been doing a little bit more with the knowledge that the note that you're singing in the melody line is going to be part of the chord that you're playing so that they fit together. So at that point you've got a C chord on, so I just start to check because I know dream, and I know I'm just gonna, it's an E, dream. So you're gonna sing your E as a note without a word, la, like we do in our normal warm-up, and then a C dropping down a bit, la, la, and go between the two, jumping those intervals. So that would be a step of 3 if you count both of the notes, and then a dream. Be a low G probably after that, but the notes to start would be E, and then a D, so descending C scale, and then a C, D, and then it'll be but I don't have the low G on this one, so I think that we're just going to do those first 3 notes, D, and then the whole time you're doing that, you're playing that C chord, and those notes like C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C are part of the C scale from which we build those chords, and that's why that works for this playing that chord and singing all those different notes. So la 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 dream. Okay, so a check in there, a bar of each. And then when we get down, it's a little bit challenging. Some of my advanced beginner classes, this would be a struggle for them. They find this one a bit more challenging. So the challenge would be getting the D minor and the E minor chord solid. You don't have to play the D7 barred. You can. But when you get down to the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th chunk and you're on the F, and then I'm going to reach up to that 4th fret and then drop these down, going to the E minor. So you can loop that as a practice, efficient practice. So F, do 4, and then reach and drop, and do it again. F, 2, plant your finger. I can, I can make you mine, reach and drop. D minor after that, so I'm going to come over to the 2nd string, 1st fret, and do my D minor. 2 beats. Only trouble is reach and drop, gee whiz. So spending a couple minutes or a minute doing that little musical pothole, which would be the F to the E minor. Okay, so from the top, 1 bar of the C, and I'm not going to do it twice, so I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, G7, dream, 1, 2, 3, 4, C for 2, A minor for 2, F for 2, when I want you. And all your charms notice that that pattern is repeating. So let's go back to the top, bloop, not the intro, but just do the chords and a bit slower. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Add the F, now G7, C to A minor, F, G7, when I want you in my arms, when I want you, and all your charms whenever I want you. All you have to do is dream, 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 dream. Okay, so we're moving on now. We've got that same pattern happening. I feel blue in the night. I need you to hold me tight whenever I want you. All I have to do, dream. Slight change here. Now let's slow down because we've got that little bit of a pothole coming up. I can make you mine, reach and drop. Can be so fine, anytime, night or day. Reach up F, so you're coming up to the top and then jumping up. The trouble is reach and drop, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life, G7. And then I think we go back to the original pattern here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, G7, C to A minor. All I have to do is dream. Now slow down here, perfectly fine to do. I can make you, there's 4 there, and then reach and drop. Four of these. And you can get really excited. I'm dreaming my life away. 2, 3. I need you that I could die. I love you so, and that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream, dream. Let's do it twice. Dream, dream, dream. Slowing and getting quieter is effective. Dream, 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 dream. And then I would end on C. They don't show that on the chart, but resolving to the home chord. All right, so that is all I want to do is stream, and I think it's a good one for this level. Pushes you a little bit forward, not too far. And you can substitute the D minor, because sometimes people find that, but I always just tell people, when you see D minor, if you're really panicking, just put an F on, and then that D minor note, that's a D note that you're trying to add there when you get that. But if you just get scrambly, it's just C, A minor, F, G7. And this is a good one if you wanted to learn this by ear, because that pattern is very distinctively repeating. And then when you get to the F, E minor, again, that's quite a distinctive area. Substituting the D minor for an F would be perfectly fine. Not having to play the C7, although it does add an interesting flavor at the end of a couple of those areas where it's transitioning. So it's a nice musical tension note. Okay, so that's all I have to do is dream, and a nice song for us to add to our repertoire. Hope you've been enjoying playing, and I'll see you. If you like this, like, share, subscribe, and pass it to anybody who you think might enjoy my methods. And I will see you on our next video. Have a great day. Bye for now.